it's Amanda Mae, and this is my channel, Ardith Design, where we celebrate counted cross stitch, sustainable stitching, making all the things, and cute doll baby pugs. If you are new, welcome, and if you are returning, I am so excited that you came back to spend some time with me. Today is Tuesday, February 25th, 2020. I've been gone for a couple weeks, but I'm back. Nice to see you. So glad that you're here. I have a bunch to show you today. I have all my works in progress, my cross stitch stuff that I have been working on. I have punch needle finishes to show you. I have like other sewing stuff to show you. All the things. I would love it if you would sit and stitch and listen or watch or however you view Flosstube. I'd love it if you spent some time with me. So let's get started. I want to first say thank you to Sassy, Jax, Kimberly Young for sponsoring the Valentine's Small Exchange. I ended up participating in the Valentine's Day Smalls Exchange, and I had never completed, fully finished an ornament. I had never sent anything out. Here, you want to say hi? And I was happy to receive my small that it came to me from Stephanie from North Carolina, and it's so gorgeous. Are you ready? Look at that beautifulness. I love it so much. So in her beautiful note, she said that she wanted to create something that could be put out all year round and could be enjoyed all year round. I love it. It's got a bunch of specialty stitches, one over some like black work, bead work. It is gorgeous. It's got the buttons. I love it so much. I've had it up on my Valentine's Day tree. It has all the things. And I didn't know how this Smalls Exchange worked, but she got my small, which is an ornament. So that was so awesome. And I'm so excited. And then that wasn't all. But wait, there's more. Sassy, Jax, they said that they were going to send a couple freebies, and I thought I was just going to get a couple like black and white charts. I didn't know what to expect. Oh no, I got the cutest little stitch dot, and it's got the high powered neodymium magnet, and then I got this pattern, and I believe Amy Loves Toads has already stitched it, and it's so pretty. And then Sassy Jax did a pattern as well, and so I'm really excited. I love Valentine's Day. As many of you know, Valentine's Day, Halloween, and Christmas are my jam. My jam. So I'm really excited. I'm hoping, no, so are you gonna fight over the Kong? Goodness gracious. Okay. I'm just so excited to work a little bit on this in the upcoming year. Yay! So that's my Smalls Exchange. Thank you again so much, Stephanie. It's beautiful, and it will be up year round. I love it. I want to talk a little bit about Needlework Emporium. I told you all my last video that I am going to be a vendor at the Needlework Emporium. And oh my goodness, I'm literally starting to sweat just thinking of it, like that nervousness, because it's my very first ever event. So I have been working on getting my stock up, making custom things, doing all the things, right? And so I want to thank everyone for your kind words about my custom greeting cards. I made up a whole like box full. That took a long time, but it's done. I am working on some other little things. Okay, you dropped the Kong. Okay, go. Look at this, messing up the pictures, everything. Say that's why you can't have nice things. They say if you want to have a clean house, don't have kids or animals. I don't know who they is who say that, but anyway. Oh, so for the Needlework Emporium, it's going to be in Bethesda, Maryland on Saturday, March 28th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. And I'm going to have a big booth. And I'm really excited. My husband is going to come and help me. And so ladies, be nice. No, you all are so nice. My husband, he is so funny. I pick up my bag of stuff and he goes, you know, for your knitting. I go, honey, I don't knit. He goes, for your needlepoint. I'm like, honey, I don't needlepoint. For your sewing. Close, honey, but it's cross stitch. But he's gonna come and help me, and I'm so excited. And so I've been working on a couple little prototypes. I've been making some custom tomatoes, and today is Tuesday, Tomato Tuesday. Happy Tomato Tuesday. So I've been making some custom tomatoes with custom buttons and custom. So, and then here I'm debating about making it where it comes down with a little strawberry. So I've been cutting and sewing these, and each one's like a little bit different with a little bit of top. So I'm gonna be making a collection of tomatoes. I'm so excited. Have you seen the market releases for Nashville? All the tomatoes, oh my gosh. So Brenda Gervais has a tomato pattern, perfection, gorgeous, I want that. And then the Scarlet House, I think she's got the exclusive, and it's, you know, the tomatoes ripening on the vine. I cannot wait till you'll be mine, like the picking. I'm like pre-ordering that because I love me some tomatoes. Heirloom tomatoes. So I would love it if you all wanted to come down to Bethesda, to the Women's Club of Bethesda for the Needleworkers Emporium. And if you're like, Amanda Mae, I live far away, I can't just come down for your one booth. Well, make it a weekend, make it a long day. You go to the Woodlawn Needlework Show. You have lunch, you know, you do after, you come and see me, you know. So it can be like a whole day event. And there's local needlework shop, there's In Stitches, there's the stitching post, there's all the things, right? So come on down. Okay, let's talk finishes. I went into the deep dive into punch needle embroidery. Oh my goodness, I want to say thank you. Teresa Kogut, I started watching her channel from the beginning, Flosstube #1, where she talked about punch needle embroidery, and I had wanted to learn it. Then hello from Liz Matthews. Hi Liz. She's a punch needle, and I was like, I gotta learn. So then I went and took a class with Kathy Makers of Primitive Homespun and Needlework in Frederick, Maryland, where I met Nan Lewis of Threadwork Primitives and Teresa of Delaney Woods Treasures, and we talked anyway. So then I'm like diving into the primitive stitching stuff. I'm in the Prim Stitcher Society now. I'm learning all the things. Well, I have learned from the Prim Stitcher Society that I do not qualify as a Prim Stitcher, and I think it's because I like to make pink stuff. My colors are bright. Anyway, this is from out of my new book, Stitching Love and Kindness, but I just wanted to show you that this in the light, because my video where I premiered this in the book, I feel like you didn't really get to see it that much. That is using the Tattered Old Flag Ultra Punch needle. The Ultra Punch is now being produced by the Old Tattered Flag, is what I've been told. So anyway, get a punch needle. This is on setting 1, and it's using the Sulky 12 weight cotton petites. So I made that from the book. Anyway, but I thought I want to make something super cute. So I freehanded this, no pattern, no chart, no nothing, when I went to the Stitch In at the Stitching Post, where I met Liz Matthews and several other needleworkers. Hi, ladies. And so this is the thing that I made. And yes, I was that weirdo that was punch needling while everyone was cross stitching. I know. There's no excuse for me. Anyway, it's on a little brooch thing. And I had originally bought all of these. They're called bezels. I'd originally bought all of these, the blanks, for punch needle. I have literally a case of the cabochons. Cabochons. Not Papa John's, cabochons. And the cabochons are the glass that you use that typically like would fit inside the brooch thing. So, yes, that is me. Yes, that is me with a green face when I participated in Lindy Stitches photo contest. Well, I decided to start making some cabochon things for the Needlework Emporium that's coming up. So I'm working away at all of this, and then Michelle Rudy, hi Michelle, farm girl, posts on Instagram, her Instagram stories, you know, they're only good for 24 hours. She shows her process of making them. I'm like, girl, are we like on the same wavelength or something? Like this, what's it called? Synchronicity? Like I'm making them, then she's making them, and now anyway, so then I went, oh, I'm doing this, right? So I ordered some more. So I don't just have the brooches. I decided with my case of the cabochons that I got a couple years ago, because as many of you know, I am a firm believer of making all the things. So with my case, I decided I got, instead of just having the brooches for the punch needle, I'm going to go ahead and start making some stuff. So I was pulling on my computer. I have thousands and thousands and thousands of photos because I'm that person, right? Why take one photo on an event when you can take 317? So I was going through my photos and my daughter sat on my lap and she goes, oh my gosh, mommy, you have to make me, and she starts cracking up. So she saw this again and she's like, I want the magnet on the fridge. So, and then my son, because he can't be left out, right? Like I can't just have one of anything in this house. So they each got a magnet. I did not put rare earth magnets on the back of these. These are just having the plain old magnets that go on your fridge. So, and then I shared it on Instagram, and several of you have said you actually want one of those as a needle minder. Oh my gosh, I love you all so much. This community, I mean, when else can you literally draw on a triple chin and a double chin and make the worst face ever? Like the worst face ever. Put it out into the world and it makes people happy. So thank you. Anyway, that is my story. I'm working on my cabochon things. I wasn't sure though, because this is a small needlework emporium. Like the foot traffic, it's not like Nashville Needlework Market where that's a wholesale market. This is a retail market where you can come in. I don't know how many people we're gonna get. So I don't know if I should make needle minders and thread drops and brooches, or just make brooches. Like I like to wear brooches, but I don't want to assume that everyone else does. So I'm just trying to diversify my inventory. I don't know. Let me know if you want to come and see me. Tell me, you could pre-order with me. Tell me what you want and I'll make it. Well, within reason. I mean, I'm not paper macheing an elephant again. I did that in college. I'm not doing that again. Okay. So I got my finishes, sustainable stitching. I showed you my tomatoes. Let's talk about WIPS. Let's talk about WIPS, baby. Okay. I have it in my pug bag because I can't seem to find anything else. We are going to start with Lady in the Ship Hat. I got to get her a fun name, like Alfreda, Fizzle. I don't know. I was trying to think of something islandy, and it made me think of the Azores, which are islands off of Portugal. And then I thought, like, what is a traditional, like, Azor, like, name from the Azores? And I don't know. I'm stuck. So this is my punch needle, and it's like, oh, it looks so pretty. Oh, yay. No. Well, and then you're like, ah, look at her face. So I still have a lot more work to do. As you can see, I have not filled in the skirt. And I feel like I did all of this for naught. I went ahead, I had custom dyed this blue. Well, in order to get all this accenting, I'm gonna have to punch blue outline around here. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna do swirls or waves, or how I'm gonna do this, or if I'm just gonna be covering up the complete blue weaver's cloth. Again, I didn't get very far in this. This is the back side of the punch needle. I am using the 1 strand of Sulky, and it's the 12 weight cotton petites, or no, the 12 weight cotton. But I wanted to talk to you all about something. So I'm gonna put a pin in WIPS, okay? I'm pinning the WIPS. Let's talk side note here. Okay. I want to thank a couple people. Number one, the viewer about 3 months ago. I apologize. You know who you are, and I thank you immensely for telling me that I was lamenting the fact that the Sulky cotton petites come on spools, and what if I need the 1 spool, like that color, for multiple projects? And she said, well, why don't you get the thimble pack and then use your sewing machine and fill up your thimble with your color and then put it in your project. Like, genius, lady. Thank you so much. So I went ahead and ordered the thimbles. And then these are those really cool, they're like the thimble holders that, and then off of that, I could hang the tag that says what the color is or the symbol of the chart for what it goes with. And so I am so grateful for this. So I recently worked on a collaboration with Sulky Thread. They asked me to convert a just rough drawing into a machine embroidery pattern / cross stitch pattern. So I transformed the artwork, the preliminary sketch, into a cross stitch chart and machine embroidery chart. Well, in return, they sent me some spools. So I am now a proud owner of the Sulky, some, not all, some of the Sulky. I only requested the colors that I use the most of, that I'm almost out of. These spools are 330 yards versus the petites. And of course, I don't have one in front of me to show you. I'm sorry. Anyway, so these are definitely going to go on my sewing machine, and I'm going to like separate out, like, so this is the white. This is the bright white. I have about 5 projects that are using the bright white. So I can make 5 different bobbins with the bright white, and then this large spool, I can commit that large spool to punch needle, because I found that the petites, the petite spools I was going through the spool so quickly, and I needed a bigger one. So I just wanted to throw that out to you as far as just using that method. I'm super excited about this. Again, the video is not sponsored by them or anything. All I did, I'm back. It got colder and wetter. It is Maryland. The temperature is dropping. It's raining outside. And of course, that means the pugs don't want to go outside. So in order to get them outside, I have to go out in the rain and like coax them. It's been an afternoon. And of course, my doll baby daughter wants to be on YouTube. And that presents its own set of logistical filming challenges. And anyway, here we are. I want to talk about WIPS, and what I've been working on. I showed you my lady with the ship hat, and upon request, I want to let you know that I charted and I am working on the cross stitch version of lady with the ship hat. Again, I would love feedback if anyone wants to help me name my lady, my ship lady. I am open to suggestions and such. I'm stitching it on I'm doing the model stitch right now, and it's on a blue fabric. It's the Picture This Plus Stellar or Mystic, or one of those blue ones. It's really pretty, like blue like the water. So I cannot wait to show you all of it. And look, they're like, make sure it stops raining. So lady with that, moving on to my other nautical project. I am working on the Skeleton Crew. And I love this. This has been so much fun. I created my own sulky conversion, and I'm stitching this on a 36 count, 32 count. It's a count of some sort. And it's Cauldron. And I believe that's Picture This Plus. I purchased it last year from Kitten Stitcher's shop. Look at this. I start filming and they start fighting. Kitten Stitcher's shop last year, I thought it was part of her Wabi Sabi collection, but apparently it's not. So it is another dyer. As you can see here, this is the 1071, which is like the off-white, and this is the white 1001. So I wanted to just show you that. Oh, and in my bag I found, so this is after punch needle and then using this 1071 on multiple projects. You can see it. I've like exhausted the thread. The thread is like giving up the ghost, pun intended, right? So I just wanted to show you that size variation. This is a different color. This is a variegated 4001. So I just wanted to, this is not the same color. If you're like, Amanda Mae, that looks different. Well, yeah, they're different. But I just wanted to show you the size difference. And also, so when you search for this 713 and then dash the number, 713 is for the big spools. That's what I learned, the king spools. And the 712 dash is for the petites. But the last four numbers, like 4001, that will be your actual color. So for my pattern destination, come on, babies. For my pattern destination North Pole Earth, I put it in as if you were just buying all the sulky petites. But if you had the king spools, just substitute that 712 for 713. So that is my, hey, guess what I learned? PSA. Okay, so I started right in the center of the pattern here. So I'm almost up to the pumpkin. I'm so excited. And as you saw, I had just a couple of the dead men there. I have been wavering back and forth on whether or not I'm going to include this like snake thing underneath the ship. It kind of scares me because I'm a fraidy pants. So I'm not sure if I'm going to put that in or not. I have a while, as you see in the pattern, to get there. So I got time to think about it. The next project that I have been working on is the Maggie Bonomi Fond Hearts. And it took me a couple tries to like reading the text because the quote goes across, when two hearts unite, or when two fond hearts unite as one, the yoke is easy and the burden is light. It took me so many tries to read that properly. However, I'm making progress. I am doing 1/1. I'm using one strand of weeks. For the brown, it's the 1272 weeks, and then I have a couple of the Victorian mottos in here. I'm all over the place with my colors. I'm using one of my hoops. This is not my Duchess hoop. It's another little hoop with the felt grip on the inside, and I love it. All the felt grip hoops. Thank you all for teaching me about felt grip hoops. So, without further ado, I am almost done with this. I just have to do the other side of the over one stitching. So I just need to finish this on this and then the green. But the over one, I think it looks so nice. And I love the cursive. It really looks like somebody wrote with, you know, a thick charcoal pen or charcoal marker or something on paper. I really like it. someone literally wrote on the linen versus stitching it. So I think it's going to be so precious when it's done. And I really like it. I wanted to have it done for Valentine's Day. That didn't happen. I'm stitching it on 32 count Belfast linen, and this came in the Patriotic box last year, and I'm using it for my own personal stitching. The next project that I'm working on is the Sunflower Bouquet. Oop. I'm out of practice here. I've got stuff lying around. And it's out of the magazine, and it's the Bouquet of Sunshine sampler. But I'm just doing the center motif here. I'm not doing the border or the alphabet. So this is what I'm just focusing on the center. I'm doing it with all the called for DMCs. I'm stitching as charted, all the called for DMCs. Again, these are awesome. You can add as many of these as you want together. These key ring loop thingies. Diana of It Is Kismet Stitches turned me on to them, and I love them. And this is how I use those jewelry bags. You can get them at the big box stores, like a count, like 200 count jewelry bags. And then I went to, at the dollar store, they have those the little color numbers. So I have the number and then the symbol for each little baggie. And it's cheaper per bag to use the jewelry bags. And I like the portability of them. I was concerned that the plastic would wear differently over time, like the feel of it, because plastic starts to break down. And I've actually noticed that these are holding up really well. And again, I really like the way that that looks. I am stitching this on a 32 count natural linen, which is what it was called for. My only complaint, and it's my own fault, not the fault of the pattern. See how beautiful this is? I started this without realizing the dimensional aspect of the pattern. So I'm stitching this on a 32 count, and here I've literally just been working on the center of the piece, and all of this brown that I'm working on is 3 strands. And then the center here, there's blends, and then 2 strands. Well, 3 strands on 32, it's feeling a bit bulky. So now I know why they suggested it on a 28 count. I'm gonna continue the 3 strands on this center sunflower here, but moving on to the second and third sunflowers, I might cut that down to 2 strands instead of the 3, only because I'm stitching this on a 32 rather than a 28. So we'll see what happens. I've been very slow going on this project. I started stitching it with a 28 count petite needle because I just grabbed it and started because I'm an impulse starter, and was having so much trouble and bent the needle, and then realized 3 strands on 32 count, I should be using a bigger needle. So I moved over to my Pat's favorite needle, size 24, and it's such a difference to when you in the same day stitch on the 28 petite and then use like a beading needle, a long thin then wispy thing, and then you go to a size 24 needle, you're like, whoa! Yeah. If you know. All right. I ordered a couple things from Kitten Stitcher, and she sent a freebie, and it's the Marjorie Masse sampler. And I know Ellen of Maximum Cross Stitch Power Hour. I know Ellen is stitching this as well. I impulse started this. I randomly grabbed, and I don't like the color I started it with, C'est La Vie. I impulse grabbed a piece of 32 count Belfast linen. It was in the original bag from an LNS, but I got it actually at the thrift store. So it's thrift store fabric. I use anything that I find, my personal projects. And then I'm using, I know it's disheveled, like my hair is my floss. I'm sorry, Victorian motto floss. I have let you astray. I was just kind of picking from this collection. I bought a bunch of Nancy's floss when I first started designing because I love her floss. And Banana Pants Purdy is charted. She did that custom yellow for me for the pattern, and you know, she's lovely and does wonderful work. But as a small batch dyer, Nancy does a lot of limited edition threads. So that means that as a designer, if I design with something, it's a limited edition thread, and that could cause other people to get frustrated if they can't find the color. So it's okay, because all these beautiful threads that I purchased, I can use for my own personal stitching projects. So I feel like I'm still winning. Everyone's still winning. The next project I'm working on is the Key to My Heart. This was in the Cross Stitch and Needlework March 2013 edition magazine. This was before Kathy Haberman was hands-on design. She had another company with Teresa Curry called the Cherrywood Design Studios. I am stitching this on a piece of fabric that I dyed myself. It's a piece of 14 count Aida, and I really love it. I got all the words done here. I had ripped, I had frogged, I had a mistake, and I pulled that out, and then I added this piece here. So the only thing left to do is that nice, really pretty big heart. And I'm excited. This heart. I picked my own colors, and they're just, I'm making all sorts of mistakes here. I tried to be true to their palette, but I didn't have their threads, so I'm just using, I just pulled from my stash, which is okay. Most of my overdyed, non-Victorian motto overdyed are all tied up in model stitch projects, which means that I'm not stitching with a lot of overdyed outside of my model stitching, and that's okay. I hope you all understand. Oh, I've been using this, it's like from the 90s. I think this was manufactured in the 80s and 90s, the Lowran, and it's got the magnet to keep with your project, and I wanted to decorate the long magnet strips with the washi tape to make it look a little fancier. So, you know, you can keep track of where you are in your pattern with the magnets or your needle minders and all that stuff. So I thought this was really fun. I've been using it. And last but not least, the Strawberry Fields Forever. And we're doing the stitch along if you want to join. Very, very at your own pace. I am excited. I am following the hashtag on Instagram, but you can always tag me at Ardith Design if I missed your post. And it's going to be hashtag Strawberry Fields Forever, SAL. So it's the whole name and then SAL for stitch along. I am stitching this on all the called for threads, and the called for color but I instead of I'm doing it on a 37 count, which I have never stitched on before. And it is small and it's so cute. I'm stitching it with one strand, and it's all the charted gentle arts, and I love it. So I've got just this, and then I started the big, and then this, I'm so excited I'm not finishing my own sentences. So here I'm ready to start going down the side. I heard a lot that gentle art, their dye lots sometimes are not 100% consistent, and that's okay because they're small batch dyeing, artisanal dye, where you are getting an artisanal product from a small United States business. So all of that being said, I have been using the moss in place of the grasshopper because I literally cannot see the grasshopper stitch. I can't see it on this fabric. It's literally not coming. Did I get so upset I just pulled it? The one strand of grasshopper, I know here you can see that it's difference in color, but one strand on this fabric, I literally cannot see the color. So everything that calls for grasshopper, I'm just substituting and doing the moss, which is totally fine. These are all the called for colors. The moss is very variegated, and it oscillates here between literally like a muddy brown puddle and then a really nice green. So I've tried to be very selective in which strand or length of floss I'm using on a certain particular motif. And typically I wouldn't be that nitpicky about it, but I feel like since I wanted to stitch this pattern for so long that, and I mean, I've, you know, paid retail for all my stuff. You know, I have a significant time and financial and emotional investment. And again, all of you who cross stitch know about the financial investment that it takes to cross stitch. I'm not trying to diminish that, but the emotional commitment I've had to it, I feel like outweighs it so much that I want to do it right. I don't know. That might sound silly. Okay, those are all the projects that I've worked on this week. If you're still with me, I'm so excited. I got a big pile of stuff. I'm out of practice. I haven't done my Flosstube videos in the last couple weeks, as many of you might know. While I was away, I did get the Just Cross Stitch issue in the mail, and I was pleasantly surprised with all the beautiful patterns. I want to just give a quick shout out, not sponsored, just shout out. If you would like to enter the Just Cross Stitch ornament contest, this issue, it gives you the details, or you can go online to see about it. Thanks to you all, you know who you are, and telling me and encouraging me to enter the contest, and I won. So I was one of the 6 winners in 2019. So I'm reminding all of you that you can enter now. It's open and ready to enter. And this pattern I want to do at some point. In all my free time, this is the pattern I want to do. And it is Elizabeth Spurlock. Apparently, without even knowing it, every time I open this magazine, I tend to pick a pattern that she has designed. All right, library books. Let's talk library books. I checked out Christmas at Buttermilk Basin. This is really cool. It's got all the wool applique, mini quilts, and more. And it comes with the patterns. And I got it because of this stocking right here. I really liked the poinsettia and the candy cane, and just some really precious little things. And it shows you, you know, and she step by step talks you through how to do it. So there's wool applique and then some quilting things. So if you're into that, this book is really nice. By Stacy West. And then this is a stitching, a sewing book. Houses, Houses, Houses. And oh my gosh, I love this. I want to make all these little houses. They're so precious. And I have been having fun looking at all this. I look at all this quilt stuff and I dream and I think about it. But right now, I'm not quilting. I want to say I am, but I'm not. So it talks about a lot of things, and laying out the houses and all. But look at how cute that is. That purse. And that. It's so cute. Anyway, love it. And then, as many of you know, I have 2 children. One just turned 5 a couple weeks ago. And so we celebrated her birthday. But we go to the library, we love to read, and at one of the story times, they read this book. And it was so funny, and they wanted to have it. So we checked it out. Well, they wanted to read it to Daddy. So we checked it out. And if you have littles or your your caregiver, your grandparent, it's really precious. And it's about compassion and understanding and helping someone out. So basically, he makes an accident in his pants and he blames all of his troop. And he's like, did you do it? Did you do it, dude? You know, somebody wet my pants. Who wet my pants? And he goes through his day and he talks about, well, it couldn't have been me because, you know, first I woke up and I took a long walk around the waterfall. And then, you know, I took a long nap and then I fed my fish, and he's like, has his hand in the water bowl. Anyway, all the things. He has this busy day and forgets to go potty. So it's been a cute little book. If you have littles or littles around, I suggest that book. If you stuck with me this far, I want to thank you so much. On personal news, I was out the last couple of weeks. I've got a sinus infection, and then, you know, people were getting sick, cold and flu. I got 2 young kids, and I'm having surgery next week because my gallbladder decided to fail me. Coincidentally or synchronistically, Teresa, Kitten Stitcher, was just discussing her gallbladder and not wanting to do it right before market, having hers removed. And her video, I watched it the day that I came back from the surgeon when he said I needed to have surgery. And I literally was arguing with the surgeon, not arguing with the surgeon, but like, will I be able to do my Needlework Emporium on March 28th if I have surgery? And, you know, what's the recovery and what's this and what's that? So that's another reason why my husband will be with me at the Needlework Emporium on March 28th in the event that I am still recovering from surgery. So that is my news. I want you all to know that I appreciate you. I appreciate everything. I'm excited for watching, viewing, and, you know, I don't want to say clenched fists because that's not, but like up at the screen watching all the Nashville stuff. I know I'm so excited and to see it. And I just want to send all of the designers and shop owners and people going, like participating, like helping with the vendors and helping set up or be in a room with someone. I want to send you so much love. I know that this is a really stressful time. Travel is hard. time changes are hard. Shipping issues, flights, planes, trains, all of those things can weigh heavy on your mind, on your heart, on your psyche. Just know that I'm sending you love and grace. I know you will have a beautiful time. I hope you have a beautiful time. Your work matters, your stitching matters, and I can't wait to see what everyone produces. For those of you who are not going to Nashville, I want you to know that I love, honor, and appreciate you, and you matter, and your stitching matters. I hope that you have a beautiful week. I don't know when I will be back with a Flosstube update. Fingers crossed my surgery goes okay. I would love to be back in 2 weeks. Let's see what happens. If you are a person that prays or charges your crystals or meditates or sends good thoughts to the universe, in whatever capacity, if you want it, I am open to receiving good thoughts and prayers and well wishes. I'm receptive to that. So hope everything works out. Until next time, happy stitching.